What's going on, you guys? We are in a parking lot. This is not an office, which is where we normally film stuff, right? So totally different setting for us, but that's because we are on the road heading up to fish the St. Lawrence River, legendary smallmouth fishery. We're hoping to continue our quest for a PB smallmouth, and I think we got a good shot at it. So we're excited for this trip. We're on the road right now. We got about, what, 7 hours left to go?
Ballpark.
So we took a break to stretch our legs, and I realized I had some extra tackle that got delivered right before I left for this trip. So I brought it with me. I haven't unboxed it yet, but I want to share that with you. So we're gonna do an unboxing on the road. It's unprecedented. There's an entire bag of trash hanging from a tree.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right there.
It looks like it's liquid at this point.
That's disturbing. Welcome to the truck stop.
If you like liquid bags of trash hanging in trees,
subscribe, smash the like button, ring the notification bell so you can see when we post more content, and then come back Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. We go live. All right, so let's see what is in this box. This is from Karl's Bait and Tackle. Got a mad discount on it, and I picked up things that I thought I would be using potentially for smallmouth on this trip.
I can think of one very obvious exception to that.
Yeah, there's an exception. But there's also things I wanted to restock essentially too, right? First of all, case in point, the Jackhammer. I cast a few of these off in the previous couple of videos I've made. Also lost one fishing with my dad. So I'm down.
You did?
Oh yeah, I'm down 3. I'm down 3. We lost a stealth blade, we lost the replacement one here, and I lost my favorite gold blade.
Other than the giant swim baits, that's gotta be your most expensive bait.
Yeah, I lost a lot of these. Within the last month, I lost 3. So replenishment time? Luckily, I get like a discount with Karl's Bait and Tackle, so like it's a little bit cheaper. But here we go. So we've got the Fire Craw Jackhammer here from Z-Man. If you guys aren't familiar with jackhammers, they are so good. Well, so fantastic. These and Thunder Crickets.
Thunder Cricket, yeah.
Thunder Cricket is my absolute second favorite.
I was gonna ask you this question. So if you like a heavier jig, I think that actually, what's
Striking Thunder Cricket?
Well, I was gonna say, what's your favorite weight? Like, what's your go-to weight?
3/8 ounce is my go-to weight. For brighter colors, this is 3/8 ounce.
It's like just under a ½ ounce.
Yeah, and then ½ ounce is like my black and blues or like a purple chatter. I want a ½ ounce. That's kind of my go-to. That's my method. You could obviously go white chartreuse deeper and stuff like that.
I go 1/4 ounce and 3/8.
Quarter.
Those are my two go-tos.
Yeah, I'm fishing them on a high-speed reel, so going lighter, like a 1/4 ounce, is tough for me to manage. I got to really slow down that crank to put it where I want it to go. So that's why I prefer a 3/8 ounce. But that's pretty sexy looking, like red and orange color there, that Fire Craw. I might use this. I don't know. We'll see.
What would you put on that?
I've got 2 things that I would put on that. Number 1, the red tickle tail. So this one is also aptly named Fire Craw. Yeah. And this is the standard size tickle tail from 10,000 Fish. The yoto worm, sorry, yoto worm.
3.5?
They are 4.75 inches.
Wait, what?
Yeah, these are pretty big.
Give me that.
So on a long shank hook, that's gonna be fine.
Yeah, but the main body's like 3 inches.
Yeah. I mean, the main body of the bait is not
3.5
super long, right? And then you got that tickle tail, which is what this bait is really made for.
I'm gonna open one of these.
Yeah, go for it. So those are pretty solid. They're decently durable. They've got a ton of action. If you guys haven't used them before, check them out. That's the biggest recommendation.
They kind of have to come to clamshell, don't they?
It's a weird clamshell too.
It is. I don't even know how they get this on in production. That is a lot darker than it looks in the package. Holy cow.
Check this out. So we got that red and black flake, right? It is straight red. There's no two-tone color to this baby. It is just red.
And there's no juice on this at all.
No, they are not juicy. They're pretty dry, but again, it's high action plastic.
I like it a lot.
It's pretty durable. It's got a decent amount of stretch to it.
These are not
It'll survive several hook sets for sure.
You know what's kind of nice is these are a lot more stiff than I thought they'd be. Yep. It actually almost makes the tail more whippy.
Yeah, this tail is crazy.
That's kind of awesome.
So we got that in red. So if you got any red jigs, swim jigs, chatterbaits, spinner baits, like it's a great trailer for those. So I picked those up.
I would like to shaky head this now, feeling how.
And also shaky head.
Just feeling how stiff, like
at 4.75 inch, pretty good size for it.
I might actually be shaky heading this.
Yep. The next one I picked up, this is by far one of my favorite trailers to throw on my moving stuff. So spinner baits, chatterbaits, swim jigs. I love throwing this around. Underspin, belly weighted hooks. It's good for everything. Moving. Yeah, and they're very durable. So this is the Zacho from Gary Yamamoto. It's 4 inches. And for this color, so we got a watermelon, copper, orange, red.
It's a lot.
That's a crazy color pattern, so check this out. We got copper flake up on top with the green pumpkin. I love copper flake. I've had great luck with copper flake and smallmouth, so I could see throwing this around. And then we've got the orange mixed with the red flake on the bottom. And I love these because they got like a really good rigging section. They're really durable. And then this tail section is highly segmented. So you're getting an insane amount of action. And instead of a heavy paddle tail, it is a vertical tail. So it's great when you're fishing a chatterbait, spinnerbait, and you want to keep it at a certain point in the water column. This does better than a paddle tail or a craw or something like that.
The 3/8.5 ounce Thunder Cricket, I find, are what those pair with best. They work well with the Jackhammer, but Thunder Cricket has a little bigger profile, so I find that those work really well with both.
Thunder Crickets have a bigger jig head and a slightly oversized blade, so which is different usage.
Because these do have a big belly on them. The Kamikaze Swim On is my favorite trailer for the Jackhammer.
Kamikaze Swim On is a fantastic one. We brought a bunch for the trip. I didn't buy any on this order. And then this is like one of my favorite colors of the Jackhammer that I just recently lost on a trip with Paul, where he also kicked my butt. Super lame day.
Everyone gets lucky.
Anyways, so this color is like Bee Height Delight. But anyways, it's like shad with chartreuse and green pumpkin, and then the blade is green pumpkin. And that red one also has a dark blade. So sometimes having that dark blade is a great option. I like to have gold, silver, and like a darker painted blade, because sometimes it makes all the difference, like that trip.
I think that day that we had a couple weeks ago, the painted blade was the difference maker. It wasn't the color necessarily. I think the painted blade was it. I mean, that really seemed to be the deal.
So I threw this on, case in point, that trip, caught a pike, was about to catch more fish, cast it off into the reeds, gone.
Later, nerd.
Least favorite thing ever.
Now this is I think is the perfect trailer for something like a smaller profile, like a Jackhammer.
This is the juice. So these are new. This is the new Yoto worm. It's in the smaller size, 3.5 inch.
I'm glad they show you the top and the bottom.
2.5 bottom.
I'm glad they show you the top and the bottom, because the difference is stark.
Look at this. There you go. It is itty bitty. You still got the heavy duty rigging section up top. This is green pumpkin pearl. If you guys watch any of my like tackle organization videos where I've gone through plastics, green pumpkin pearl comes up a lot. It's one of my favorite natural colors to throw, especially in Michigan waters. I don't know how it's going to work in New York, but hey, we'll go find out. But this is awesome for those downsized rigs, and you can drop shot it pretty well too.
We do have a problem downsizing. That's just like what we tend to do when
we resort to downsizing.
When we want to catch fish, and that's just
because we know it works.
Well, it's just the mentality.
Does it catch the biggest fish? I don't know.
It's just the mentality. It can. It's just the mentality of how we've learned how to fish and where we've learned how to fish, and you know, we end up in a lot of colder water, so we do end up downsizing quite a bit.
Yep.
But that's sweet. I still love. That's awesome. For like, I'm literally like Jackhammer size and then Thunder Cricket size, right?
I'm with you on that. I dig it. All right. Ain't no use if it ain't copper truce. So we got the Shark Deuce in the Trick Shots with a Z, of course, from Z-Man. This is by far and large my favorite drop shot bait of all time.
Now Z-Man packs come in an 8-pack for the smaller Ned, the Finesse TRD. They're $4 for an 8-pack, which is so cheap.
Yeah.
How much are those?
This is a 6-pack and it's the same price.
Oh man, that is not bad.
It's not bad. So you got Z-Man Elaztec, right? The only issue with these is like if you wrap your line around the tail, which tends to happen, especially with the little guys, this little flat tail section can break off. But guess what? This section is just as good at catching fish. I've proven this time and time again fishing this thing. And of course, it's just a fantastic color. Chartreuse, copper flake, green pumpkin. It's amazing. Yeah, it's insane action on that thing, by the way. To go along with cool Ned stuff, unfortunately, these aren't going to be super helpful on this trip. We're fishing a big, gigantic, monster, deep river.
With current.
We need heavier weights. I picked up the Nedlox Ewg, and this 1 6-ounce probably won't be enough. This is about almost too light, right?
But for our rivers,
but for where we normally fish, this is a restock for me. I also don't have any of these, so I picked up a bunch of 110s. The 110 is great if you want to just slow the fall rate on your Neds, or if you're hopping it or you're doing like a yo-yo or a lift, you know, you can let it fall a bit slower. Tubes are great for that. If you throw a mini Craw like the Stroker Craw 2.4s from 6 cents on that, that can be fantastic as well. So yeah, throw one of these. By the way, the Nedlox is hands down my favorite EWG hook. They are fantastic. The head shape, the line tie, this little bait keeper spot right there, especially for Elastec baits or Nico baits or mules.
They are expensive.
They are a bit expensive. They're definitely pricier than a regular hook. So there's that.
This is the one where I said the only exception for things that probably you won't be planning to use in the St. Lawrence River.
I'm not going to use this in the St. Lawrence River because it's this little guy right here. I blame Ethan, Online Outdoorsman, for this, but this is the Snap Bean from Yo-Zuri. Heard good things. Saw Ethan absolutely just hammer fish on it.
It just looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to be honest with you. It just looks like a lot of fun.
It is a single...
I'm a big Yo-Zuri fan, by the way. Like, all of their jerk baits are like some
everything
of my
but the
favorites.
knuckle bait.
All their jerk baits are
Their
awesome.
jerk baits are great. So this is the little Snap Beans. Check that out. I got it in a perch color. So it's like gold, green, and orange on the belly. I like that for a natural pattern. If I'm going pan fishing, if I'm fishing this shallow, the lake I live on basically has tons and tons of panfish and crappie, so I know I can go out there and bang on this thing with the ultralight or the BFS. So I'm pumped for it. Got a shallow lip. It's not gonna dive very far. This says it's 1/16 ounce, blah, 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 sinking. So, I mean, it can go down, I guess, a bit.
I feel like the next time we go hit the Cabela's pond, I think that's what you need to...
Yeah, I wasn't throwing the right thing this morning, but that's okay. So there you go. So that is what we picked up from Karl's Bait and Tackle. We got a whole bunch of Nedlox packages. We got the Trick Shots, Copper Truce, AKA Shark Deuce. We got freaking red yoto worms, green pumpkin pearl yoto worms in the small size, Yamamoto in this crazy orange copper color that I love, and a bunch of jackhammers. Lots of good stuff. Say it's a pretty good box. Like, we can go out and just bang on this box for sure.
A little bit of a reload, a little bit of mix things up. Not bad.
Reload, couple new things, you know, between the Yo-Zuri and the downsized yoto worm. I'm excited to use some of this stuff. And we got to hit the road. So we're going to get back on the road. If you guys like the unboxing, if you like videos like this, fishing, reviews, tackle, all that stuff, we do that. So subscribe, smash the like, ring the notification bell, and then come back Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, we go live. Love to see you there and talk to you in chat. Let's go. P.S. There's the bag of trash
There's your bag of
hanging from the tree.
Garbage.
Was not joking, folks.
And here's all my crap.
And here's all the things. All right.